Hello, happy people.
We're sorry we couldn't have a staff meeting on Monday, but instead we made this really cool video. Hey everyone, just a reminder that we're playing OSU on Monday and we're going to kick their butts. And so we're having a tailgate with the Core on Eggleston Quad from 12 to 3. We have free food, music, games, so make sure that you're there. We just want to remind you guys.
Just a reminder, staff meeting is September 14th in this beautiful room, East Cam, and the Rolos are coming. We're going to smell a little weed, test out some things so that we are prepared when residents have it in our building. Don't forget. In one of the update emails I sent out this week, I listed two value questions. It said, residents should be able to articulate their values and be able to show the importance of it and what that really means to them. That's very important. Roommate agreements have already taken place, and for the most part, everyone has sent their catch-up question, but now we need to assess to make sure that residents are learning or engaging the way that we said they should in our curriculum. So with that being said, HRL Academic Initiatives has sent out a survey for everyone to complete so that we can track how residents are moving along our curriculum. Returners, in the past, you were used to having a full roster of all of your residents and you typing in the conversation that you had with your resident. We're not doing that anymore. We're sending out a survey and it'll be attached to this video, and all you have to do is write down your information, your building, your resident, and how each resident answered two questions, the value questions. And here's an example of what that conversation may look like and how you would track that conversation through this assessment. Hey, are you settling in okay? Making connections with any of your floor mates?
I'm getting there. Not so much. People here are way different from my last school.
What do you mean?
Like they're not out in the hallway hanging out like they were in my old school. People were always in the hallways just kicking it. I mean, here just not so much. It's kind of weird.
So you're saying that kind of activity and opportunities to meet people in the residence hall is important to you?
Yeah, it has to be jumping.
Why is that important to you?
I don't know.
It seems pretty important to you, and I want you to have a good experience here. It might be helpful in understanding why you're having a bit of struggle getting settled.
It just makes everything more fun. This place seems boring and whack. Nobody is around.
I can dig it. Maybe you can make it out to Gobblerfest. I'm sure it'll be definitely jumping and be a lot of fun. Who knows? You might get some cool friends out there.
Okay.
Wow. That was a lot. I'm pretty sure that is how most of your catch-up conversations are taking place, especially with the other roommate in the room. But we still have to figure out if they were able to answer our questions and articulate the values. So the two value questions were, can they identify two or more core values, and can they provide multiple examples of why values are important to them? This resident wasn't able to do that. No, they couldn't identify their values, and secondly, they couldn't explain. They just wanted to have fun, and this is how we would track that. Here is the survey. The first question says, please fill out the following form for each of your residents based upon your first round catch-up. Please choose your building. Depending on what building you are in, you will select it. We'll do East Cam. And then hit next. This next question says, please select your name. It's already pre-populated, and all you have to do is just select your name. Naomi, I'm you today. And on the next slide or page, whatever, it says, please select an option that best describes the resident. Could they identify their core values? It says, is not able to identify values that's important to them. They can identify at least one core value or can identify two or more values. This resident in the last exercise were not able to identify their values, so we'll select that. Go. Then the second question says, please select an option that best describes the resident. Not able to describe why value is important to them, and provide limited description of values, and provide multiple examples. So were they able to identify and then interpret that and explain it? This resident in the last exercise wasn't able to do that. And don't forget to put your resident initials at the top page. That's very important, so we know that you are writing down all of your residents. And once that's done, you hit next and you're all done. And you have to do that for all of your residents. Way easier than doing an Excel form. Were you able to go to Gobbler Fest on Friday?
Yeah, I went with my BFF Kimmy Jin. Let's start over.
Were you able to go to Gobbler Fest on Friday?
Yeah, I went with my BFF Kimmy Jin. I stopped by the Keystone booth, but I didn't see you there. There were a lot of RAs from Cochrane and Hillcrest, though.
Sorry. I was at my club's table. We sing covers for songs, but we did it without any instrument. It was all with our mouths.
Yikes.
Were you able to find any clubs to join?
Yeah, I joined Relay for Life, the Alpine Skiing Club, and Chabad.
I'm glad that you found opportunities to get involved. What drew you to those organizations?
Well, I was a part of Relay for Life in my high school because all of my friends are doing it, and that's just what you're supposed to do. And it's really important. It's a really great cause, and it was a way to get involved. But then my grandma was actually diagnosed with cancer, so it was actually relevant that I went. But it ended up becoming really personal, and family's really important to me, so it was a way for me to show my love and support for her.
Thank you for sharing that. That must be really hard.
It is, but I'm trying to make the most of my time here, so that's the reason why I joined Alpine Skiing Club. I've never been skiing since I'm from Southern Cal, and it's definitely outside my comfort zone. I decided that when I came to college, I wanted to challenge myself, and that's committing. It's like what's the aspiration thing? Like committing to like
unwavering curiosity.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
You're off to a great start.
But okay, I also wanted to do something which was like comfortable for me, not just challenge myself all the time because that's too much. And it's meaningful to me. So I come from a family that practices Orthodox Judaism, and it affects a lot of parts of my life. So when I came to college, my family was really, really nervous because I was going to a part of the country where there aren't really a lot of Jews. So I'm doing this for myself and for my family. Rosh Hashanah is coming up in a few weeks, and so it'd be nice to celebrate the holidays and just kind of like be with others who are of my religion.
Yeah, I'm glad you're able to find a spiritual home. If you're interested in joining more organization, my a cappella group is always looking for new members.
You're so awkward.
That was way better. This resident was, one, able to identify their values, and two, explain it. The grandmother passing away and the importance of being with them, the Relay for Life really articulated their values, why it's important with them, especially their religion as well, and being involved. So, same thing as the last exercise, you would go to that survey, you would select your name, your building, write in the initials of your resident, and then identify if they were able to articulate their values, and then explain it. You don't have to write anything in. All you do is hit next and do the same thing for your next resident. The deadline for this is the same, September 20th. Good news is that you all have already started having those conversations, so all you have to do is go in and input it, and we'll see it on the other end. I hope this is way easier. You all may have some questions like, oh, well, my questions aren't value questions. Well, you can always figure out if it's a value based off of the conversation that you are having. So if one of the conversations was, what if the questions was, what's your major? When you're trying to figure out what's the resident's major, maybe they said they chose to be a vet because their love for animals and supporting them. And then they can say, I value life and being able to serve others. That's a value. They may not be able to specifically say what their values are, but if you can understand and interpret that, you will list it. We're not looking for a right or wrong answer. All you have to do is say, can they articulate or can they not? If they can't, that's fine. You don't have to do anything else. We just want to be able to see and gauge where the residents are with your catch-up questions and learning their values. That's aspiration 1, self-understanding and integrity.
As you guys know, you guys have a budget so that you can build community on your halls with different programs. So for example, say you want to do a tie-dye t-shirt kind of program with your hall. We don't have t-shirts, so you'd use that money to buy t-shirts for your hall. But anyway, that budget and the allotment for each hall will be sent out via email along with this video.
Have a safe weekend! Oh yeah.
Get it, baby. Yeah.